Hi everyone, welcome to Gida's World Tech. Before diving into complex shell scripting or server management, every Linux user must master the foundational commands that form the backbone of system navigation, file manipulation, and process control. These commands are universal. They work across all major distributions like Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, Red Hat, Parrot OS, etc. Let's explore them. Open your terminal. The first command we are going to look at right now is pwd. pwd. Print working directory. The purpose is to display the full path of your current directory in the system. As you can see, /home/gidas. So we are currently in this directory. Why it matters? It helps you know exactly where you are in the Linux file system, especially when navigating deep directories. Let's clear the screen. Clear. Alright. The next command that we are going to learn is ls. ls is used to list directory content. So it lists files and folders in the current directory. So let's go ls, just like this, and we hit enter. As you can see, we have a desktop template folder right there. As you can see, we can also go ahead and try to see whatever is inside of the desktop folder by just running ls desktop, just like this. Hit enter, and you can see we have a readme.license inside of that one. Let me clear the screen one more time. This ls. We can also do the same thing for the template by doing ls template, and we have another folder inside, or other folders inside, prog, dex, web, and those stuffs inside. Yeah. Or we can also go inside of those ones as well by typing something like let me clear the screen, ls template. We have a prog inside, so ls template prog, just like this. And then these are the different files inside of the template prog folder, as you can see. Now, common options that we can add to the ls commands are the following. So we can add other options, ls and the l flag, and then we can see that we have a long list. ls command plus the -l shows permission, size, owner, and dates, as you can see right here. We can also use ls-a like this, and then it shows hidden files. Right now you can see that we have some hidden files inside there, but remember, when we use just ls, we don't see those ones. So in order for us to see those hidden files, we have to say ls and say a, which means all. Then it shows hidden files, including the normal ones. That is it. We can use the ls command with the grep to filter results. For instance, you know that when we use ls-l, we can use it to get things that are inside of the template prog folder like this, and we have a lot of stuffs inside here. We have all these ones. Now, what if we want to filter out a specific file, or let's say we want to see file that end with a specific extension, for instance .py right here. To do that, we are going to type the same command, which is ls-l template prog. Now over here we will give the output of that to grep. So to give that output, we are using this symbol right here, this one, and then we give it to grep, and we tell grep now to look for anything .py. and give that one to us. So we hit enter, and then you can see that we are now having this python3.py file inside there. We can do the same for other ones as well if we want to filter out a given result. The third command that you need to know is cd command. The cd command, which is change directory, it moves you from one directory to another. The cd command moves you from one directory to another. So how does it go? When we have cd like that, we can just specify the directory in which we are going. So first of all, let's go again and run ls. So we have desktop folder, we have templates. So what if we want to go inside of the desktop? We can just run cd like this, which means change directory, followed by the name of the directory in which we are going to. Then hit enter, just like this. Now see, something just changed. As you can see over here, we are now having the tilde sign / desktop, which means we are currently inside of the desktop. Remember our first command that we learned, pwd, print working directory. Yes, let's go with it again. And you can see it's saying now home GIDAS desktop. There is one last thing we need to learn about this. If we use cd just like this and we use ... it go one directory up, which means it to let you get out of the current directory in which you are. So we are currently in desktop. So if we say cd ... and hit enter, you can see that we are no more inside of that one. We are now in our home directory. And then if we print the working directory again, you can see that we have /home /GIDAS. We are now in our home directory. And if you, let's say we go back to our template and go into the prog folder, as you can see right here. If we want to go straight from the prog inside of our home directory, we can just run cd like this and then hit enter, and then we are in. Cd is very important for you in the Linux file system. Without it, you are stuck in one spot. Now let's look at the fourth command, which is mkdir, make directory. That is it. It creates new folder. So you use it to create a new folder. So the syntax is you just use mkdir now, followed by the name of the directory you are going to create. So we are currently in our home directory, and then we want to create something simple in here. So I can say create directory and then say project, just like this. Hit enter, and you can see nothing shows. Okay, there's a problem, so it means our command ran successfully. So let's look at it now with ls. So you can now see that we are now having a third folder inside of our home directory, which is project. And currently there's nothing inside of it. We can also check ls project, and you can see nothing is inside. Let's clear the screen. We can create nested directory at once. So it means that we'll create one folder that contains another one, and that one can also contain another one. Now how can we do that? Now if you run something like make directory, and let's say we say the project, our project folder, and we want to create a Python folder inside of it, and inside of the Python folder we also want to create another script folder like this. If we run this command, it's not gonna work. We'll hit an error. So let's go ahead and do that. If we do this, you can see that it says make directory cannot create directory projects Python script, no such file or directory. So in order for us to run this command successfully, for it to work, we have to now say make directory -p. So we give a flag called p. And now after that, we can now start saying projects Python and then say scripts, just like this. When we run this now, you can see that there is no more error that we are getting over here. It means it is run successfully. So we can just go ahead and look at it. So cd into project, and inside of the project we have Python script. Let's go. As you can see, we can now have a project Python script over here. That's correct. Let's go. Clear the screen. Now let's jump back to the home directory with cd command. Now the fifth command, which is rmdir. You can guess what it is. Remove directory. So what does it do? We have two of them. We have a remove directory, and we also have rm. So we'll talk about the rm as well. So let's talk about the rmdir first. So we say remove directory, then we add the directory we want to remove. So first of all, let's navigate. Let's remove our project folder. So ls, we want to remove the project folder, so we can say remove dir, and then we say project, just like this. Now what happened is that you see it say fail to remove project directory not empty. So it say project directory not empty, because we know that we have already created other folders inside of the project. Therefore it will not allow the project folder to be deleted. So what are we gonna do? If we want to remove it, we have to use another command. The same thing. So if we, let's say we run the rm and we say project like this, it's also going to say the same thing, and it say remove rm cannot remove project. It's a directory, so we cannot remove it because it's saying it's a directory. In order for us to remove this successfully, we have to issue a flag. So we will say remove -r and then give that to it. So that is a recursive removal that we are doing. So it means that go into that folder, and if you see another folder, go inside of it and then start deleting them from that point till the end. So it will do that job. Now you can see that there is no problem anymore. If we now do ls, we cannot see the project folder anymore. It's gone. That is it. So if you want to delete a folder that contains files inside there or other folders, you can delete them recursively by issuing the -r flag, and then you are good to go. Let's clear the screen. The next command that you are going to learn, command 6, cp. Can you guess what it is? Copy. It copies files and directories. So when you want to duplicate files or folders from one location to another, you can use cp. So for instance, let's first of all look at, let's go into template prog, and then we have these files over here. We have ruby.rb, we have python3.py, of course. So if we want to make a copy of that, we can just say copy python3. This Python, we want to make a copy of it, so I can copy it, then give it a new name that I want, if that is what you want to do. So you can just say copy it and make it like python3.py.back. Just another name I'm giving to it. Alright, so it is created. Now let's see now by using, let me clear the screen one more time. Let's use ls to see. Now you can see that we are now having it over here, python3.py.back. Yeah, so the file python3.py is being duplicated. Alright, now what if, you might be asking yourself, what if you don't want to copy inside of this folder? which is a program, but we want it in the home directory. So you can see that the home directory is currently here. So in order for us to do so, we can just say copy, then say Python 3. So it will copy the Python 3. Now we want to send it back to the home directory. So I can just do this with this, and then it will send it to the home directory straight. So let's do this. Yeah, the problem is that it's not copy Python 3. It should be Python 3.py. Have you seen? So when the name you are trying to copy does not exist, you get this error. Yeah, Python 3, no such file or directory. And it's normal because Python 3 alone like this does not exist. We have Python 3.py, we have Python 3.py.back. Yeah, but this one does not exist. That's why we got this error. So fixed. Now if I run this command now, you can see that it runs successfully. Now let's look at the home directory and see if our file is over there. So I say ls. This command or this tilde / is for your home directory. You can use it as a shortcut. So ls like this, and you can also see that we have Python 3.py over there, and that's correct. Now you may also ask yourself, what if I'm going to copy that Python 3 file inside of the home directory but with a different name? Of course, you just do the same thing. This time around we'll just say the copy Python 3.py, then we say okay, you are copying it inside of the home directory, and what you are now going to do, we are giving a new name to it. Then we want it to be Python 3.txt. That's what we want it to be now this time around. So let's go ahead and then run it. Now there's no problem. Now let's see what it shows over there. So you can now see we have it, Python 3.txt. That's correct. Clear. Seventh command that you need to know, that is the mv. Mv command helps you to do what? Move or rename files. That is the purpose of mv. So what is actually the syntax for moving files or renaming file? All you do is that we are going to use move, which is the mv. Now the source that we are going to move or rename, and the destination will follow. Now seeing this in action, we can just do this one for now. So you know that we have all these things over here, right? So let's go back one. We have template, we have web. This web over here, you can see it. Let me clear the screen. ls. We have web, we have test, we have prog. So I want to move the web from here and send it inside the test. Let's see what is inside of the text first. ls test. So we have all these things inside of the test, but I want to move the web folder inside of the test folder. So clear ls. So how do we do that? We use the mv, then we will say now web like this, and then space, then we can say now test. It should go inside of the test. Now remember that these trailing are not necessary. You can remove them, it's not necessary. So just make sure we have a mover web inst, and then we are moving inside of the test over here, just like that. Hit enter, and as you can see, it runs successfully. If we say ls this time around, you can see that the web is now missing. But if we go inside of our test and say now ls, you can now see the web inside there. Now I'm taking it back to where it was, so I'll just say cd, and I'll cd move web, then I will say go back once, because remember I say the dot means go up, so it will go inside of the parent, which is template, Then over there I want to drop the web in there, just like this, and we're good to go. So ls, and you can see that is no more there. So cd now back into the template, and we say ls, and you can now see we have prog test web. Good. It's not only that, what if we want to modify files? So let's go back into our text folder, ls. So we have plaintest.txt. So we can modify their name by saying move plaintest. So let me say move plaintest to new, or let me say move it to plaintest. I'm renaming it into anything that I want. Into new name.txt, just like this. When I do that, now you can see that we now have new name.txt, no more plaintest.txt. That's correct. So I can move it back again one more time by saying move a new name into plaintest.txt, just like this, ls, and we have it back. Good, clear. So use this command, the move command, for both relocation and renaming. So you want to rename or you want to relocate a file or a folder, that is all you have to use. So the mv will help you do that. Now the 8th command is the cat command. The cat command, view file content. If you want to view file content, you use cat command. Now we are still here. Here we have the plaintest.txt, we have a spread. Now let's see what is inside of the plaintest.txt. We can use the cat command like this and say cat plaintest.txt, then hit enter. Oh, there's nothing inside of it, nothing. Clear. Now let's go back. Let's go into the prog folder, and then we have Python in there. Now let's see what is inside of that Python 3.py. I mean this one over here. So let's use cat on it. Cat Python 3. Oh yeah, we have something inside of it. We have the shebang, which is hash exclamation mark slash blah 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 blah. So print give me a bottle of rum. Yeah, there is something inside of it. So when you want to see something inside of a file, you can just use cat followed by the file name, and then you have what is inside of that particular file. Yeah. Remember that. Let's go back to the home directory and let's enter the desktop. So ls, we have a readme.license over there. We can try to read what is inside of that one. Readme.license. Then remember that the name you are writing, the terminal is case sensitive, which means you have to write things as they are. Because for instance, let's say this one is small e and I use capital E right here. Yeah, this is not gonna work. It's saying that readme.license capital E at the end. No such file or directory. Of course, it doesn't exist. So make sure it's exactly what is there. So cat. Let me clear the screen first. Clear. ls, so cat readme.license. Now this is what is inside of it. Good. Clear. Yeah, let's do something. Cat, you have an etc. There is a folder in the root directory, which is etc os dash release. So inside of that file, you have the name of your system, your OS, Power Security 6.4. So you can see the name right here. The version ID, the version itself, the version code name Lori, the ID is Debian. Yeah, this blah 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 blah. And now let's talk about something very, very crucial. That is the sudo command. The sudo command run command as super user.
Yeah, this helps you to run commands as super user. So it executes commands with administrative privileges. So how does it work? We use sudo plus the command we want to issue. For instance, if you say something like, so let me go back, hold on a little bit, come in. If I say apt update, like we are going to update our system, and I say apt update and run it, you can see something. It's saying that reading package list blah, 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 could not open log file. Yeah, permission denied, as you can see here, permission denied. So in order for us to run this thing, because updating things in the system is supposed to be for the admin, so the admin guy is the only person that needs, or somebody that you trust that can use the sudo power to do something or to update the system. Therefore, to bypass this permission denied over here, we have to use sudo at the beginning. Sudo, now we can say sudo apt update, just like this, and then let's run it this time around. Now it's asking me for password. Yeah, for security reason we need to add that. So as you can see, I am not currently having a data internet connection, so, and that is the reason why you were seeing this over here. All right. There are other stuff that as well that you want to do, and then it won't allow you to do it. For instance, if we say that we want to remove, let's say remove rf var, so the log of the system right here, we want to remove them, and I say remove rf, you can see that cannot, we have all this, we cannot remove them, those logs. So if we want to remove the logs, we need the superpower, which is sudo, yes. So when I say sudo remove dash rf, and then I specify what I want to remove. This time around, yeah, it runs successfully. We have sudo now rm, and then we are able to remove all files that are inside there. Yes, then clear. Okay, the last command I want to talk about is the man command. The man command, man, just like this. So we say man followed by the command. Now what does man do? Man opens the manual page for any Linux commands. So if you have a command in Linux you want to know more about that command, you want to learn about it, you can just use man like this, and then followed by that command, and then man will tell you what that command does. For instance, man ls, so it means that we want to know what ls does. So we go ahead and say that ls list directory content. So list information about the files, the current directory by default, and now sort entry alphabetically. Yeah, and these are different flags that you can give to the ls command. Dash a for all, you can also say dash dash all, and then you have the same thing. So these are the different flag that you can give. These are different flags that you can give. Yeah, and you can try them out by using man, and then I'll press Q to get out of there. Q, and I'm out. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you watching all these tutorials. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And please, if this helps you, please, if this tutorial helped you, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel please, and hit on the notification bell so that when I release another tips like this, you'll be able to get it. Thank you.